Hi guys, so today under reading comprehension we are on the 6th video and we will be talking about tones. So why do we really need to know tones is because you will have direct questions on tones, and also it is very important for understanding the whole passage. So let us go as we always go by making sure that all of us are on the same page. So I can classify tones on three bases. One is negative tones, one is neutral tone, and one is mixed bag. Now you would ask that what about positive tones? Now the thing with positive tones is there is a very thin line of difference between neutral and mixed bag. Alright, therefore the positive falls under the mixed bag because you do not know that over this area of the graph where exactly the positive tone lies. Therefore we put it under mixed bag so that we do not have any kind of confusion in classifying the tones. Now you would ask me that why do we need to give a name, whether it's negative, neutral, positive, mixed, why? So let me tell you the basics that why do we need to know tones. See, if I talk about a negative tone, it will always be high on one single emotion. Alright, so negative is not a singular type. As we'll see further, negative does not mean just negative. Negative is also sarcastic, it is also satirical. So these are all high on one emotion. Now why do we need to know these kind of tones which are high on one emotion? The reason is the tones tell you whether the particular passage, does the passage express the emotions of the author or not. If it is high on one emotion, then you can definitely say that the passage is expressing the emotions of the author in one particular type. Alright. But on the other hand, if you talk about a mixed bag, they do not really express the exact emotions of the author. They only give you a fair bit of idea on how the passage is working. What is the main idea, what is the elaborate idea, and what is the general idea. All these things the mixed bag will tell you. But if a particular passage definitely expresses the emotions of the author, it will be on a high on one emotion scale. Alright, so let's move on. So let's first talk about the easiest ones, which are the neutral tones. So if I tell you that this is an exhaustive list of neutral tones, then I will be very incorrect. So the problem with tones is the same word can have multiple synonyms. Now if a word can have multiple synonyms, obviously any particular synonym can be picked up and given as an option. So what you need to do is you need to know that these are the basic types of neutral tones, and all other tone names or the titles or the words can be synonymous to one of these. Alright, so I can see that this is exhaustive in the concept of neutral tones but not exhaustive in the wording or the vocabulary of neutral tones. Alright, so these are the neutral tones that we'll talk about: factual, narrative, descriptive, hypothetical, informative, theoretical, critical, and analytical. Alright, so now some of these might seem overlapping to you, so we need to also make sure on why and how one is different from the other. So what I suggest is you Google out the list of neutral tones and you will get a lot of synonyms, a long list you'll get. So I would suggest that you practice by putting in each and every word from that list into one of these headings. Alright, so now why would you do such kind of a cumbersome task? Because this will really help you the real difference between a factual and an analytical or informative, the difference between descriptive and narrative. These are words which we use synonymously in English vocabulary, but that is incorrect. So a lot of our English usage is incorrect. So these neutral tones, if you classify on basis of these subheadings, you will be very clear on what falls where. And then if you want to answer the tone question correctly, the first step is you need to at least know the meaning of every option. Alright, so you will be given 4 options in your exam. If you do not know the meaning of 1 or 2 or 3 options out of that, how are you going to even able to eliminate or check your answer? Alright, so I suggest that you go on Google out the list of neutral tones and classify them in these subcategories. This will also be done for other tones. Alright, so now let us see the difference of the meaning. Now when I talk about factual, it is only facts. It is to the point. It is kind of telling you what happened when, where, who did it, why did it do it, how did he do it. It will tell you facts. A very good example of this is the newspaper articles. 34 people were killed in a car crash. The car was overspeeding in the wrong direction. It is a mistake of the municipality that the roads were dug on the other side. So these are facts. Alright, so this is what the author is telling you that this happened, and these are only facts, and it is to the point. It will not have an introduction on how a lot of car crashes I'm sorry, happen in India, or it will not have a conclusion on hence the municipality should take care and not dig up roads everywhere. It will not. It will tell you only facts. It will be to the point. Now for the narrative ones, it creates an image in your mind. It gives a personal touch. Alright. So the narrative one will tell you about how the Prime Minister was sworn in. Alright. So it will tell you about how the XYZ person walked in with so much of an entourage, how the whole area was lit up. So this creates an image in your mind and gives you a personal touch. Now if we talk about descriptive, the descriptive one will elaborate on the facts. So if I say that the certain facts were mentioned on how there was a car crash and the municipality had dug up the roads, a descriptive tone will also add to it, saying that this has been going on for quite some time now. The roads were dug because there was a sewage repair. So it will give you specific ideas. So if I talk about factual, it is more of a main idea, and descriptive is about a specific idea. Now hypothetical tone is something which is imaginary. It is assumed to be. It can or cannot be true. It talks about what would have happened if demonetization would not have occurred in India. Alright. So it is an imaginary tone. For a moment it assumes that this particular thing is the present, and then it tells you what could have happened, would have happened, might have happened. Alright. Now when I talk about informative, an informative tone is actually equal to factual. Now when I mention the hack over here, then you have to notice that many times you will have factual and informative both in the answer options. If this is the case, be rest assured that none of them is the answer, because they cannot give you two correct answers. CAT is a one single correct answer option paper. So informative is equal to factual. It will give you only facts, to the point facts. Now let us talk about theoretical. So the theoretical one is something which is based on theory, that after this happens, that this should happen, that this should happen, this should happen. This is generally, say, a description of a digestion process. How does digestion work in human beings, or how does genetics work? Now this is what they say, that this is how it should happen. When you eat food, it should be broken down, it should be swallowed, it goes from your food canal to your stomach, and so on. If it is giving you information based on theory or a mechanism, it is theoretical. But what if it tells you a particular case in which indigestion is caused because of XYZ reasons? No, this is not theory. This is not based on mechanism. Then you cannot say it is theoretical. Alright. Now let us talk about the next one, which is critical. So critical one will always tell you pros and cons. It will tell you both sides. It will tell you that demonetization was introduced in India. What are the pros of it? What are the cons of it? So it will tell you both the sides. It may or may not have a conclusion. So it is not necessary that you look for critical only if a conclusion is given that okay, demonetization is good, or no, demonetization is bad. No. Critical does not give you conclusion. Critical only shows you the flip side or both the sides of any issue. It can give you a conclusion. It is optional. It is not mandatory. Alright. So I can also say that critical is the next step of analytical. That means that once you have analyzed what has exactly happened, so let us see what is analytical. Analytical is minute, in-depth, one at a time kind of a process. So it will talk about demonetization, it will talk about how it has affected the rural areas, how it has affected the urban areas, how it has affected the bankers, how it has affected the unorganized sector, the organized sector. So an analytical or logical tone will always give you stepwise analysis. Then the critical tone will follow, and then it will tell you what are the pros and cons for each of this sector. Alright. So these are your neutral tones. Now let us go to the negative tones. So these are again the conceptual negative tones. You have to go back, Google out the list, and try to put them in one of these headings. So these are the tones: satire, sarcasm, acerbic, which is harsh or bitter, criticism. Critical and criticism are two very different things, my friends. So you need to make sure that you understand both of them individually. Melancholic or sad, dogmatic and concerned. Now let us see the meanings. So satire is somewhere aimed at an improvement. So it talks about a change in the society. What is a best example of satire? It is a Nukkad Natak. So I hope all of you guys have seen Nukkad Natak. So in a very funny way, it takes digs at something, the government or something what has happened around them, and it is done with the intention of giving improvement. Alright. On the other hand, sarcasm is very personal in nature. It is only aimed at creating a mockery of the person. It is not aimed at telling them to be improved. Alright. So this is the difference between satire and sarcasm. As we see examples, you will notice that there is a lot of difference in both of them. The next one is acerbic or harsh or bitter. Now this is the one which is extremely rude, extremely negative and hurtful. Alright. So this will be the one which you will clearly see that it's very bitter, it is poison. The author is very, very bitter about and rude about something. Now let's talk about criticism. Now the criticism part is will not point out anything positive about the idea. It is actually next degree of acerbic. If you are being rude, being acerbic, being harsh, being bitter, if you go to the next level and be worse off and point out more mistakes, you are actually being criticism. You are doing criticism. Critical shows you both the sides. Criticism only shows you the negative sides. Alright, melancholic and sad, as we all know, it's gloomy. It is very hard to write because there are no such topics on which the author would want to give you only a very sad narrative. Alright. Dogmatic, by the word definition, means stubborn, which is not open to change, which is very narrow-minded. So when do you see this? When you see that the author is just not willing to accept anything positive about demonetization, or the author is just not willing to accept anything about online transactions. He tells you that how they can be risky, how they can cheat you, they can steal your money and all that. So he's being very narrow-minded. He's not open to change. Alright. The last one is concern. Now why is concern negative? Because it shows your worries. It shows about how, it is the next level is worried, but concern is like some kind of issue that you say that, okay, this is happening, there is global warming. This is not gloomy. He's not sad about it. He's just pointing out how these kind of instances that are happening are something which are a cause of initial worry. So it's concerned. Next level is worried. Now these are the qualities of mixed bag. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that I cover this up in the next video, because the mixed bag is something that we need to discuss very much in detail. So in the next video, what we'll do is we will see the mixed bag again, and we'll see a flashback of all the tones on how do we divide the tones. So this is all what I need you to know for now. This will be for your next video. So let us just revise the negative tones once. So I need you to know clearly that satire and sarcasm are two very different tones. Satire is aimed or done with an intention of improvement, while sarcasm is generally a personal attack, which is a mockery, which is done with the intention of making fun of the other person and taking digs at him. There is no scope of improvement for sarcasm. So if I can give you a funny example, if your parents crack jokes on how you do not wake up early in the morning or something, this is satire. They're not being sarcastic. Why? Because their intention is for you to improve. They don't want to make fun of you, alright? Now you would ask, how do we understand whether the intention is for improvement or not? It will be clearly seen in the passage. The passage will show you on how the author is somewhere suggesting that this can be done, this improvement is expected, or something like this. So that falls under satire. Alright, so this, if you see some examples of Nukkad Natak, you will definitely know the difference between satire and sarcasm. Another important one I need you to remember is acerbic, harsh or bitter or rude is the level 1, and criticism is its level 2. Sad is level 1, melancholic is level 2. Worried is level 2, concerned is level 1. Alright, so I'll just repeat it. Acerbic, harsh, bitter, rude is level 1, while criticism is level 2. Sad is level 1, while melancholic is level 2. And concerned is level 1, while worried is level 2. Alright, so we've covered the neutral tones and we've covered the negative tones. In the next video, we will be covering the mixed bag. The problem with mixed bag is each of them can be used in various forms and various manners and various contexts. Therefore, we'll be covering it in the next video. So I hope you guys have understood why we need to know the tones. What is the two main types of tones, which is neutral and negative. And in the next video, we'll come back and see what is a mixed bag, and then we'll do a few examples. Alright, see you guys. Thanks a lot for listening.